Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is James Caldwell for SpillItBoy.com, and this video I'm actually going to put this in. It's kind of a rant for the I'm not going to say that. It's really not a rant. It really is just truth serum being dropped. Is basically what it is. Okay, so most of you you follow me on YouTube and all of that, and some of you actually know that I do have a career doing female impersonation. So I do that along with a whole lot of other things. This video is basically about that, some of the inside of my female impersonation stuff, which is a craft I've been doing since 1993. I actually love it. I have a lot of good times that I've had, as well as a lot of bad times that I've had. But all in all, the good outweighs the bad. I really do love the art of female impersonation. I love to watch. I love pageantry. All of that. I've done all these things. I've won pageants. I've owned pageants. I've just been doing it since 93. I love it. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I love all the girls that have done it. I love all that. I think it's a really good time. I love music and I love costuming. And so all of those things kind of play in. So let's get on to what this video is actually about. This video is about a few things. One, just because a person is not screaming and yelling and addressing situations in a loud, crazy effect, that doesn't mean that they don't know the shade that is actually going on, okay? The other thing, don't expect me to treat you better than you treat me. Now, this is not just for drag. This is just period. But this situation, as I go forward, I'm going to explain. You're going to get what just hang with me here. You're going to get what I'm talking about. Okay, so in drag, with the performance part of it, as well as the pageantry part of it, especially with the pageantry part, there's a lot of shade, there's a lot of politics, just like with regular mainstream pageants. There's tons of politics and all of that. All of that shit exists. Because if you honestly believe that you got a bunch of gay men together and they're doing something and there ain't no shit in the game, child, you're totally confused. So let's talk about a pageant. I'm a 9-time title holder, okay? So let's talk about a pageant that I won a few years ago, okay? I went this Saturday and had a great time to Harmony, Pennsylvania, to the Bar of the Link, and I had a great time. I went to we went. It was me and I had my good friend Diamond was with me. We went down, and then another lady who is a heterosexual woman who is a friend of mine, Miss Vaughn. We had a great time. We had a great time on the ride down in the car, and then we also had a girl in the car, Miss Sage, who actually she's a performer from the Pittsburgh area. She's new to the Pittsburgh area. She's only been there a few years, but she was actually a contestant. She was going to be a contestant. So here we go. We all get in the car. We go on down to Harmony, which is actually in Greensboro, Pennsylvania. So we go on down, and everything's fine. So we get there, and I come in, and I see some friends out front that I know and I like, and I'm saying, hey, everything like that. And we get there, and there's this rush, and the promoter, and we're going to leave him nameless. The promoter actually is there, and he's like, oh, well, okay, well, yeah, you're ready. Come on, we got to go do this. And I'm looking at him. And I say, well, no, I'm not performing. No, I'm not participating. And he's kind of looking at me, and he's like, well, why? Because I don't feel up to it. I don't feel up to it. But here I brought Diamond, because Diamond, he had some things that he wanted Diamond to do to help him with the production and everything like that. And I brought Sage. She's a contestant. But I'm not performing tonight, and I'm not participating. So he was very, very bothered, and he asked me, well, what am I supposed to do? You're the promoter. Figure it out. It's not for me to tell you what you're supposed to do. So, I'm just looking at him, and then he goes, and he actually gets working on trying to figure out, who, he to see if there was other people in the audience or whatever that he could fill a spot, because now he has 2 numbers that he needed to fill. So you basically got about between, 10 and 14 minutes of empty space that you need to fill in your pageant, because I'm sitting there telling you that I'm not doing it. And I didn't. I had no intentions on doing it. I was dressed just like this. I had an orange sweatshirt and a pair of jeans. I didn't even bring anything because I had no intentions on doing it. So then the question came up, well, why didn't you call me? And we're going to stop there. Why didn't you call me? Okay, let's go back and let me give you a little background, okay? There are 3 winners already for this pageant. This pageant's been in existence for 3 years. Before we even go into the pageant, I'll tell you the results of the pageant as we go forward. We're going back 2 years now, okay? At the time, the pageant had already taken place. This promoter had begged me to run for the pageant in the first year, and I decided I didn't want to do it. Courtney Brown won the first year. Okay, I wasn't even at the pageant, but Courtney won. So the second year, I ended up coming, and I ran. I won. Okay? Cool, not a problem. This person is known for being a really excellent promoter, okay? And I've known him for years. I've known him for years before he even started doing pageant promotion, okay? So, but then what I've noticed, yes, he is a good promoter for certain queens, okay? He and Courtney are friends, so he probably was really good with Courtney. He loves girls that run the national pageant circuit, okay? So he's always very good to them. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that's building a name for him. Now, I don't run on the national pageant circuit, so what you would probably think, I'm more of a hometown girl type of thing, but I was never even asked about what my goals were or anything like that. We didn't even do any conversating like that or anything like that, and it's fine. I don't need anything, you know what I mean, from him. But this is just who he is. This is, what you know of him, that he is very helpful for girls when they want to go onto that circuit and everything like that. So all of that being said, that's all fine. My year with him was not the best, okay? So I'm going to tell you the things that went up to, in my year that led me up to literally showing up to the pageant and not doing the pageant, okay? So I literally... First thing in the year, 1 full year went by, and I was his reigning queen, and I'm promoting your business. 1 full year. He didn't come out to shows to support, when I did different shows in the area. He lives right in the area, right in the city with me. He didn't come out to promote, to support me in shows that I did. Didn't even show up. Okay? I literally spoke to this man on a phone or over email 4 times in 1 full year. Okay? So, no, that's not the best when it comes to promotion of a person that is your reigning queen. Okay? So, and then part of that, I'm going to take credit for part of the bad relationship, because I didn't contact him either. I didn't contact him either, but that's not for me. I was doing the things that I was supposed to do to uphold my end of the bargain. I had a contract. I held up my end of the bargain. You held up your end of whatever it was you were supposed to do for the most part on the contract. Okay? But nothing extra. There was nothing extra. He called me one time to ask me to come in and do a spot on another pageant he owns. I went, I did it. It was wonderful. It was a good time. I did that. That was the first thing. He contacted me another time to ask me to do a spot on a friend of his, a show, which this is a person that is also from Pittsburgh who has never booked me for anything. I see her and it's, hey girl, hey, how are you? This bitch has only been doing drag at this time 2 or 3 years. I've been doing drag since 1993, okay? You literally called me up and asked me would I do a spot on a show for this girl and it was 2 or 3 numbers for $50. Baby, would I tell you that email was so motherfucking disrespectful? $50? Really? Really? And again, 9-time title holder, okay? Your pageant that I won was the 9th title that I've actually had. $50? 2, 3 numbers? I don't think so. Especially for a young bitch that I don't work with her. Ain't never worked with her. She's a little girl who she's good. And she does bookings and things all the time. This child has never contacted me to want to try to book me for anything. I'm not part of that little clique, that little Pittsburgh clique they have. I don't work with them girls, honey. Those girls are shady. I don't fool with those girls. Never did. But see, how can a bitch that does $25 bookings book me? You can't. Because if they're only giving you $25, bitch, what you gonna give me? Okay, so we just leave it like that. I don't even worry about that. There's one girl in the city who books shows that I actually work with. And that's it. Kiera Darshell. That's it. I don't work for nobody else in the city. You know, I don't even deal with those other children. And God bless them. You know, and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time about how they talk about me and all of that. But that's faggoty bullshit. You know, that comes with the territory. But again, at the end of the day, you can say what you want to say because I've never done anything to any of these people. I have a complete clean slate of who I am. I've always been professional. Like I said, I've been in the business since 93. Okay? I've never been the girl that turns over tables and screams and yells and makes a scene at the place whenever I've been in pageants or shows and things didn't go the way I thought they should have. I've been in plenty of pageants and things where things didn't go the way I thought they should have, but I've not turned over any tables or called people bitches and snapped out and cussed out the judges. I've never done any of that in all the years I've done drag. And anybody that wants to try to challenge that, please do. Please do, because you're a lying motherfucker. I've never done those things. I've always been professional, always been very easy to work with, always, okay? And that was because that was my brand, and that's how I chose to build my brand. I'm easy to work with to a fault because there's shit like this takes place. So let me go on, because I don't want to get too far off topic, because again, that's another video for another time. Let me go on. Okay, so he sent me an email for that. I didn't even answer it right away. I had to get myself together. I got back with him and I said, absolutely not. And I just left it at that. Absolutely not. Moved on. Okay. So that was that. The third time we were in contact was to tell me basically when, the pageant was for me to do my give up of the crown. Okay. Was never offered a farewell show or anything, because generally your promoter will actually do a farewell show for you. I was never offered a farewell show. Okay? That's fine. It wasn't part of that contract. So whatever. You didn't owe me anything and you didn't give me anything, and that was fine. That's fine. You know, because what you think of me doesn't have anything to do with me. That's none of my business. Okay? So that's how I dealt with it. I move on. So the last contact that we had was about a week before the pageant. And I'm talking, this is January of 2014 that this went on. The last thing, the contact we had, this child sent me an email. Now, let me tell you about my crown. My crown is sickening. The crown that I won for his pageant, sickening. And he literally, he bought the crown and he had the crown reworked. It's sickening. And there's no read on my crown is sickening. It's down. I have it downstairs. I have a china closet that actually has my crowns that I've won. It's right there in the middle. But he sent me an email. And he wanted to buy my crown back from me. Now, this is how faggots work, okay? And yeah, I said that. Yes, I'm part of the LGBT community and all of that, but yes, I did say faggot because that's the way the behavior was. That's all I could even list it as. It was faggoty bullshit. He contacted me over Facebook and asked me if he could buy my crown back from me. Where do they do that at? What queen would actually sell their crown back to the promoter? I've never heard of such. Never heard of such. Now, let me give you this. Here's a little spot of tea. Maybe, I'm going to say 2.5 to 3 weeks before that, Courtney Brown and I were booked together at a show for Kiera Darshell down at a club in Pittsburgh called Cruise. It was a wonderful show. We had a great time. In the back room, we just had a short conversation about crowns and the girls sitting in the audience with their crowns on and all of that. I've never been a fan of that. I've never been a person that does that. And I was saying that. I said, Diamond was actually in the room for that conversation as well. And I said, I don't do that. I've never done that. I've never been the one to have the crown sitting on your head. You sitting there, folks behind you can't see what's going on. I just never did that. I've always taken my crowns, I put them up, and secure them. And I just, I gaze at them and I'm happy with them. And that's it. But I don't be running around with that shit up on my head. So I'm just going to say here, I don't know that Courtney and him ever had this conversation, but it was mighty strange how it ran all the way back around. And this child come and ask me, and in his email, I know you don't care about your crown. I'm willing to buy it back from you for $100. Now, I already told you that I own Pageants, right? So you do realize I know what crowns cost. I know what they cost to have them reworked. Baby, you paid more than $100 to have the motherfucking crown reworked. And you offered me $100 for my lovely crown? Not at all. So I sent him an email. Again, never got mad at this child. Sent him an email. Absolutely not. My crown goes along with my title. And I don't know where you got that. I don't care about my crown. I absolutely do care about every one that I've ever won. Because every crown went with every pageant that I won. And that is memorabilia from that period of time. That's a year out of your life. And there's no way that I would ever sell any of my crowns back to anyone. Okay? So, moving forward. That was it. That's all the conversation we had. When I got to the pageant, now I'm the reigning queen, okay? When I get to the pageant, January 2014, I didn't even have a designated spot to get dressed. Okay? Where did they do that at? There were some very nice queens who were there that were performing. They were guest performers. And one of them was an actual contestant who actually squoze and moved things and made a space for me to get dressed for the pageant. And here was supposed to be my night. I'm opening the pageant and closing. It's supposed to be my night in celebration of me and the year that I've actually spent. And I didn't even have a place to fucking get dressed. So, you tell me, does that sound like a promoter that you want to work under? Does that sound like the behavior or the treatment of a person who has held your title for a year? Okay? I've not been anywhere and embarrassed you. Every time I came in, my performance was what it was supposed to be. I'm not anywhere bad mouthing. And my mouth is terrible on here on YouTube and all. Honey, I don't talk like that. Milan does not speak that way. She doesn't. I don't get on stage and motherfuck and fuck this and dick and pussy. I don't do any of that on stage. That's not my character. That's not who she is. Okay? So I don't do any of that. I've not been anywhere and been anything other than professional and held your title in a good light. And you mean to tell me that you don't even have enough respect for me to have me a place to fucking get dressed? But that was fine. Most people would have snapped out and the pageant would have been late and everything else. I went on, squoze up in there, did the best I could do and got dressed, okay? And went on through the pageant and that was it. Never said a word because what's the point? It was already done. It's already done. So ain't no need to argue and fuss and complain. Okay, so that was what I gave up my title. When I seen The Crown, Christina Kelly, I think she's from Washington, D.C., beautiful queen. She's a heavier queen, beautiful, and known for huge, huge hair, okay? And she's just a joy to be around. She really is. She's very fun. She does like comedy stuff. She does Eliza Minnelli that is just fantastic. But anyway, Christina Kelly is the contestant that actually ended up winning. Once they went to crown Christina, I understood exactly why he wanted to buy my crown back. The crown that he used to crown Christina looked like a fucking beret. So I understood exactly why he wanted my crown for Christina. Love Christina dearly. She wasn't getting my crown and neither was anybody else. They could have had the reigning Miss Continental in there. Nobody was getting my crown, okay? It's still downstairs in the china closet where the fuck it's going to stay, okay? So, moving forward. That was fine. So all of that went on. No hard feelings. Went on. I've seen this child throughout the year. And we kiki, hee, hee, ha, ha, ha. All of that. All that fake shit. You know, I'm very nice with his sisters and his brother and family members that come to other little shows. Ain't got no problem with them. They all very nice. They've been very nice. And, you know, always, I guess genuinely happy to see me when they see me at functions. And all of that. Now, whatever. So he's not booked me for anything since then. Now we're in January of 2015. Okay. I spoke to this boy November the 13th. Okay. We were at a pageant together. November 13th. He told me then the pageant is set for January the 17th. I says, no problem. You already know what that is. That, okay, we expect you to be there. You're going to do a number, you know, because you're a former. You're going to do a number. Not a problem. That is the last time I've spoken to this child was November the 13th. Do you understand me? He has all my information. He has my phone number, all my phone numbers, you know, all of that. Has all that. My Facebook. You're actually a friend on my Facebook. I have a boy page and a girl page. You friends on both. So you don't have no problem getting in touch with me, okay? The flyer for the pageant came out. That was in late November, early December. I look on the flyer. Now, you never contacted me and asked me, do I have any new promo shots that I wanted to be used? Anything like that. Courtney's on the flyer. I'm on the flyer. Christina's on the flyer. Christina looks beautiful on the flyer and a gown and her crown. Courtney has a newer picture, a newer headshot, beautiful on the flyer. I constantly post headshots and different things like that on my Facebook. You literally went, and this is again just a little small thing, you went on my Facebook and you pulled down a picture. Just like you could have pulled down any of my new headshots that were new and current, he went and pulled a headshot of mine that was a picture that was taken about 10 or 12 years ago. And that's what was used on the flyer. And it was just a regular, you know, nothing spectacular. I had my hair, I wasn't looking bad or anything. But again, with me having new headshots and all of that, why would you pull a picture from way back then? It wasn't because you loved that picture. You had all the pictures on my Facebook from when I won your pageant and the year when I came back and gave it up. All those pictures were there. You skipped back to a picture 10 or 12 years old. Whatever. Again, faggoty bullshit. So I said, okay, fine. Now, I said not a word. I got a message from my girlfriend, Diamond, about 2-3 days ago. Promoter told me to tell you, pack another number because Courtney's not going to be there. Didn't ask me. I was told to pack another number. Honey, that's not how business is done. That's not how business is done. Okay? And that was that. So now I'm going to bring you back up present to where we were standing there, and he says, why didn't you call me? Now at this point, do you all think that I owed him a phone call? You didn't call me either. I've not talked to you since November the 13th. It is now January the 17th. I didn't owe you a phone call, darling. Not at all. All I owed is what I gave. I didn't even owe that. I showed up. I paid my way in. I had to pay my way in. Okay? Where you ever heard of that? A former queen having to pay their way into the club for a pageant that they are one of the formers. But I paid my way in, and I sat down at the table, and I watched the pageant, and I had a great time. But I was stuck to, well, why aren't you performing? And this, that, the other. The family members want to know, and this, that, the other. There's other people that want to know. Well, why didn't you do this? Why? And I just kept it quiet like Milan does, and I was very professional with it. No, I just wasn't feeling up to it, and I left it alone. But then I decided, yes, I'm going to put this video out there because I've always done that. I've always taken that back seat, and if you want to give me that bad name, because that's not a good look that you didn't come and do the booking. That's a bad look. But here, yes, was that some rotten bitch shit? Yeah, it was rotten. Yeah, I guess it was bitchy. But again, I gave what was given to me. And I refuse to sit in a seat and play the bad guy. I refuse to do that. I literally gave what was given to me. Why should I feel so much better about you than you do about me? Why should I treat you so much better than you've treated me? Just because I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't fall out with you like you do with the other queens, because you do that. You run your mouth all the time, and you fall out with the other queens, and then you kiss their ass and get back in with them. There's no need for me to do that. There's no need for you to ever kiss my ass, because I guess you don't feel like there's anything for you to get from me. But we don't need to do any of that. I'm telling you sincerely, from me to you, baby, I'm not mad with you. And I'm sure you're probably pissed with me. And I know how you work. So I know you're going to try to run my name in the ground. You're going to have all these various things to say about me. And that's fine. But I'm not sitting on it this time. I put it in a video. It's the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth of what happened. And if you feel as though I've said anything that's not true, baby, leave it in the comments or contact me. I have no problem with it. But I just put it into the atmosphere. So you might as well put it in the comments. Or make a video. Do whatever it is you need to do. But again, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. I'm just done with the bullshit. And when you see me, everything's cool as far as I'm concerned. I plan to continue with the fake relationship we have. When I see you, hey baby, hee hee ha ha ha, that same fake shit you've been doing, continue. Continue, because that's who you are. And that's how you feel about me. I got no problem with it. It is what it is. I'm just not staying quiet anymore. I'm not going to play the fool that you think I am. Baby, I've always known. I've always known. I've always heard the things that you said about me and all of that. It is what it is. And I'm not mad at you. What you think of me is not my business, baby. But, yeah, I'm not going to take no shit from you. I'm going to tell you that. So, no, you won't talk to me crazy. You won't do any of that, because she's not doing that. Very Tamar Braxton, baby. She don't do that. But we continue to speak and be cordial with one another. That would be the best way to go about it. Okay? You, hello, how are you? Everybody's do hello and goodbye, or you don't have to speak. Whatever. But no more disrespect am I accepting from your direction? Not at all. And I'm not sitting on any more secrets. I about died when I sat at that pageant listening to, oh, how great of a promoter you were. But I kept my mouth shut. And like I said, I had a great time. So fuck it. It is what it is. It's over. It happened. And I'm going to go ahead and end out, because we done talked for almost 30 minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and end this out right here. The winner of the pageant, there were some great entertainers, and I had a great time, like I said. Shay Larice was the winner of the pageant. Shay, you did a wonderful job. Baby, you were lovely. You twirled and you performed your little soul out. And I had a great time watching you. It was a great time seeing you again. Baby, I wish you nothing but the best of luck this year as you are reigning as the 2015 Miss Platinum Dreams. And I hope the best for you. But I'm sure you'll be treated very lovely, sweetheart. Absolutely lovely. You will be treated. He will be a very good promoter for you. And I wish you and him the best. And on that, you guys can thumbs up or thumbs down the video. You guys know how that works. I will see you guys later. And again, if you have anything that you want to add, or if anybody disagrees, leave it in the comments. Have a great day. Bye, guys.